Today's show is The Killing of Common Sense. You ever wonder why people aren't thinking? We're going to get into that. Stay tuned. All right, sorry guys, let me get back into this. So, hopefully today, um, later, if I don't get to have him on the show today, hopefully on another show I'll be able to get him on the show. But I'm hoping I'll have him on the show today. Okay, today I'm hoping that I'll have a young African American, affluent African American brother in the shop. He is a successful owner of a New York-based construction company. But the spotlight isn't on the companies per se. It's on the actual charitable work that he does for the community in which he resides in, and other communities in which he finds himself attached to. He always does an annual back to school barbecue for the community, and he gives away tons of school supplies, school books. He gives away utensils, and he's also trying to give away PlayStation 4 to a special kid. So we're definitely going to get involved in this, and we're definitely going to try to help. You know, we're about that positive movement. We're about trying to make sure things happen. So we're definitely going to be looking into that. We fixed the sound, so we definitely know the sound is jumping. I see the sound is jumping. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Because everywhere you are, it is the morning time, and I want to appreciate you guys for sharing your morning here with us. You see, we out here working right now. You know, we out here working. We out here working. We out here working. Okay, good morning to everybody. The show's looking good. I see a few more people just checked in just now. Thank you, Donald John Trump. That's appreciated. That's appreciated. Um, yeah, so we're gonna get into the show today. All right, we're gonna get into the show today, and I'm gonna make sure that I bless you guys with the. I'm gonna make sure that I bless you guys with the information that you guys come here to see. So today's show is titled "The Killing of Common Sense." the vote with no results. For years upon years upon years upon years, in fact, since 1912, right, even before that, but definitely in 1912, the black population has predominantly voted for their oppressors. And you come to think about it, how could blacks allow such a thing to happen when their oppressors were the slave owners? Well, we'll get into that, and we'll get into a few things. First, what we'll break down is we will break down the Republican Party. Republican Party was started in 1850. And it was started by a great group of individuals that knew that slavery was wrong, and they were willing to fight and die for this cause. This same Republican Party, which was invented in 1850, also is the Republican Party that is responsible for giving the United States its first black representatives in the Senate and the House. And also, they are the first party to fight for desegregation and human rights all across the board in the great states of the United States of America. Now, what you won't find and you won't hear is how much Democrats hate blacks. Throughout history, it is shown that time and time again, the Democrats have placed the Republicans with blacks, and often depicting the Republican as a grotesque looking black individual. They never show us with our swag. They never showed us how good we looked when we were slaves, and we were still looking good, because we always looked good, black people. They don't show that. You see how they depicted our lips, our faces? Do you see how they try to make their gentlemen as upstanding and honest as possible? Yet and still, the Republican Party abolished slavery. The Democrats supported it. Republicans gave blacks the vote. Democrats tried to keep it away. They tried to keep it away with with paramilitary groups invented by them, such as the KKK. They would often find young blacks, and you will find this details in a movie, which is it is told about a man named Newton Knight, and consequently, I couldn't get the picture up today. I didn't have enough time because I was doing an interview with someone, but I will definitely get that up. And consequently, even his son, Newton Knight, who was a white man, who he had a white wife, he also had a black wife and had kids with her. And the kid, his son, even was arrested for marrying a white woman, because at the time the laws placed in the South by Democrats, which were called the Black Codes, which later found themselves established. And you can look this up because I also have a link in the description. I'm not just telling you guys stuff. I'm actually giving you the information right now. The link's in the description to the Black Codes. The Black Codes law allowed the Democrats to invade the federal system and all local law systems with their doctrine of keeping blacks down. They even got into the 13th Amendment, which will in fact keep people enslaved while they are incarcerated. Hence, the reason why there is an mass incarceration. I thought I was playing today. I wasn't playing today. I didn't come to play today, people. I did not come to play today, people. No, not at all. So, President Woodrow Wilson. This is the real culprit of how it's all coming together now. Okay, so this guy has wrote numerous books during the course of slavery, during the course of the Civil War, to him even prior to becoming president, how he disclosed his disdain for the office of the President of the United States of America, and how he felt the president had little to no power, since his power was actually equal to that of Congress. In 1912, he would have the chance to get in office and fuck over everyone that was a Republican and black in the United States of America. Due to the Reconstruction, the United States was occupied. Frederick Wilson put German Americans in camps. How he got into office, actually, he got into office because it was a spoof. See, at the time, Roosevelt split the party because he was running with Taft. And then he split from Taft, and then that caused friction. So that's how Wilson got into office. That's what historians would tell you. But the truth is, Wilson got into office because the individual known as Roosevelt was also paid, and was also paid by globalists. The globalist banking system, which first initially paid first initially paid Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson would get into office, and that same term, his first term, he enacted the Federal Reserve, and also he enacted the income tax, and then also he enacted the IRS. Woodrow Wilson was a paid for president. They paid him so he can get in power, and the banking systems then gave him the ability to start to take away and erode the Constitution. See, it started with a Democratic Party. The selling out of the nation never started with the Republican Party. Now, although, because at the time, Roosevelt was a progressive. He didn't represent the Republican Party. He represented the progressive, and basically, the Progressive Party was it was a communist party, and they agreed to doing it subtly, not just by. It was a Marxist. They were Marxists, and they were subtle Marxists. They agreed to do it subtly instead of just going in and just taking what they wanted from it. Okay, so when Woodrow Wilson enacted this into law, other individuals that followed years later kept these things enacted, and it was Bill Connor, George Wallace, and Orville Phoebus. They defended Jim Crow. They fought for Jim Crow, and every single Democrat you can think of during the time of segregation wanted to keep segregation. None of them wanted to desegregate the states. They wanted the South to remain segregated. Democrats then moved in with policies and destroyed cities like Baltimore, Chicago, Compton, and Detroit. They tried to do the same thing inside New York City, but a brave Republican named the greatest mayor of all time, named Rudolph Giuliani, came in with some effective yet controversial policies. But these policies were needed in order to save a group of individuals that were being destroyed by a system created by democratic politics. Every time you think of New York City, and you think of New York City in its greatest moment, at its peak, at its pure greatest moments, it has always been led by a Republican. It's never been led by a Democrat. And every time it's been led by a Democrat that they liked, it was probably because he was David Dinkins, so he was black. He was the first black mayor of New York, so that was something that was a token for them. So he's a token nigga. He don't matter. He don't really count at the scheme of things, people. All right, he was someone that was placed there. He wasn't someone that trust me. And even if he was someone that started from the bottom, he was later bought off and paid for. No one that old will go for a party and knowing his history and being that close to his history will want to be a part of it. The reason why blacks got involved was because of the New Deal. And Woodrow Wilson basically gave blacks and pretty much no American any say in anything, because he was basically acting as a dictator during the time of his presidency when he enacted laws such as the Sedition Act, where you couldn't talk about the military or their actions into the war because he campaigned on the fact that he wasn't going to take us back into war, and yet he took us into war. We was in World War I because of Woodrow Wilson. He went and took us into war because the private banking institution told him to. Because a newly institution giving a U.S. Government money would get it back and have a strong APR when it came to the financing. They would have so much debt attached to every note the U.S. borrowed, it would be ridiculous. They then went and stole everyone's gold, and if you didn't give your gold up or you talked bad about what the government was doing, you spent years in prison. They had detention camps that they put regular Americans in every single day, and the Democrats did this shit. That's who did it. The only reason why people right now aren't in cages still is because of Republicans. Because if Democrats had their way, you still be in cages. Killing of common sense. Now, how do we lose common sense with history being so colorful with racism and the things that the Democrats have done? Well, you fast forward and you move forward to the time of JFK. JFK, a rather young, handsome, charismatic figure, really wasn't a racist. He was the son of a bootlegger. He enjoyed many women. He enjoyed wine. But due to his illness, he took things very seriously. He was afraid of the Democratic Party, to be honest with you, because he realized that his views didn't really coexist with that of their own. When he went and he got a young Republican out of prison by the name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he ignited hope in a lot of African Americans. See, the reason why African Americans initially voted for the Democratic Party is because they were being forced to by Klansmen. In order to be able to keep their homes and or even exercise the right to vote, they needed to vote Democrat or they would meet the consequences. Like I said in this movie about Newton Knight, it shows and it depicts how a black man was castrated and hung at the same time. While he was hung, they castrated him while he was alive. And they did that often to a lot of blacks that suggested that blacks voted for Republicans. This was their way of forcing blacks to vote Democrat in the first place. It further was pushed when Woodrow Wilson, who was president at the time, did the first screening of The Birth of a Nation, which was a KKK movie. Kennedy was well aware of the history of the party, but due to the fact of what his father has helped him accomplish, he couldn't go against it, so he couldn't change who he was. He was already a party representative, and he ran on that platform, and he won. But he had true conservative values. So this led blacks to believing that maybe something would be different because of Kennedy's administration. And LBJ capitalized off it due to the black people's ignorance and lack of communication, a lack of retaining communication at the time. Because a lot of things at this time, as far as communication is concerned, was well off more constricted than it is currently right now, where information is feasibly readily available to you if you can just type it in on the web. It wasn't that apparent at the time, and many African Americans were unable to read and or too poor to actually pay for it to get the information, and most whites that actually were able to give it to blacks, these individuals were accosted and treated just the same as the blacks was. It's common sense to know that if someone is hurting you, this person isn't good for you. And you guys ask me, well, how is the Democrat Party hurt me? What they ever done to me? What they ever done to me? They gave us this. Well, I'm gonna break it down to you. When Bill Clinton was running, Bill Clinton was a young, handsome white dude with a lot of swag. He had a lot of swag to him. He played the saxophone. and he had a bad white bitch with him. Cause we could hate Hillary now, but when Hillary was young, Hillary was a bad white bitch. Okay, Hillary was a bad white bitch, and he used to put his arm around her, and they just had the whole world. We're not talking about Ted Kennedy. Relax. We'll get into that. So he used to put his arm around her, and he used to sway her around, and they would romanticize the audience with their love affair. And America fell in love with them because he was just really, really, really cool. He then realized that at the time, publicity mattered because someone prior to him had shown him that being a rock star or being someone of notoriety would help you get elected. And we're talking about Ronald Reagan. So when they realized that people would vote for someone that was popular in entertainment, they realized they needed people in entertainment to help them. How did Bill Clinton help get the black vote? By a sellout named Arsenio Hall. This is where it started for Black America and the Clinton love story. Arsenio Hall was revered as one of the best talk show host for black people because he allowed black rappers to come up there from the hood, do their raps, and it was real. And it seemed like he really cared because genuinely at the time he would ask tough questions that normally people wouldn't ask. And I'm not certain if at the time he knew about the globalist agenda. Maybe he didn't because, like I said, information wasn't as readily available as it is now. So we'll just attribute it to his being negative at the time. But his negativity has led to the direct cause of an infiltration of the Clinton agenda and the statistic and globalistic pedophile ring known as the liberal movement. When introduced by Arsenio Hall, other individuals then came out and all started to go for Clinton. He seemed like the young, more aggressive and progressive guy. He wasn't the old stiff that Bush was, and people wanted the difference because Bush was also a globalist. People didn't like globalists. They just something about them that just smelled different. But something about Bill was it was new. You know, they had something new because they had Pepsi. Yeah, they had the Pepsi generation. That's what they had behind them. They had a marketing machine that would show them all the time around the hippest shows. Before then, after then, they would make sure they would go on MTV. Bill Clinton was on MTV. People, MTV. They spewed politics into the social platform, realizing that this would be the greatest way to achieve the black vote. Why? Because black people watch TV, fam. Okay? Y'all gonna get on here, y'all gonna hate, y'all gonna troll, y'all gonna say everything y'all wanna say, man, but you're gonna get this reality. You're gonna get the truth when you come here. You will be educated. So, Clinton gets his presidency. Notice that Clinton has never ever made a speech about helping black America. Not once. Every time he spoke, he said, I want to help Americans, all Americans, everywhere they are. All middle class Americans need help. They need help. They need help. Monica, get your head off my dick. That's what he was doing. But he never said anything about black people. Not one time did he tell you anything about black people. Never once. What he did do, in fact, was he had his beautiful white bitch jump on the air and say that these predators need to be brought to heel. These sometimes called super predators. And then they enacted new laws such as the federal sentencing guidelines and the three strike laws, which affected so many black families that the number is just you can't conceive it. It's inconceivable. Why did blacks continue to vote for them after this happened because they were great at spilling the blame on the Republicans. The laws were created and signed by Bill Clinton, yet the Republican Party was given all the responsibility for the laws that were enacted. Never did they ever blame the Democrats that actually signed the law and got it in the first place. You know why? Because black people don't do the research. And it's sad to say we don't do the research until we go to jail. And sometimes when we go to jail, we don't do the research then. But when we go to jail, we start to do the research and we start to figure things out and find things out. And we like, damn, we've been getting fucked over for the longest. Keep down that typing, man. Y'all loud back there. I'm just joking. But seriously, that's when black people care. And while the individual that's incarcerated is doing the researching and learning out the information they're trying to send it home, and the people that are home are too busy. Woo! Party. Who's that on the phone? Oh, press 5. Hey, what's up? Oh, that's deep. Oh, okay. I'm gonna call you back. And then they hang up on your ass. And then you go back to reading and getting the information, and then you come home and then you're like me. And you're seeing everyone run around like imbeciles. Everyone caught up in dreams and hopes when you have ran through the system and learned its whole inner workings and realized that the same people that are spewing all the hope and shit that they're telling you are stealing everything from you. Woodrow Wilson did something that Barack Obama followed suit with, and that was to make the president's position more dominant than it was initially. Now, through executive orders, the president now has the ability to kill Americans, foreign and abroad, that he deems to be enemies of the state without even having a trial for the individual. That's some deep shit. You don't even get a last meal, motherfucker. A whole lot. There's nothing cool about that. There's nothing cool about having the ability to be able to kill Americans that you say you think are a threat to national security. Because a lot of people just talk shit. I've come to find that out. Like, for me being a real one, I just found out just through my life that a lot of people just talk shit. Most people don't really mean it. You understand? So, the Democrats then have Baltimore, Chicago, Compton, and destroyed by their policies. Detroit was destroyed because they went in and removed the jobs, and now they're trying to sell off the state of Detroit to China, and Japan, so they can develop there and make it cheap for their own labor. If you don't believe me, people, check into it. Do the googling, do the fact checking. I'm just giving you the information. It's out there. I'm just here to give it to you. I'm just the guy to give it to you right now. You're in Compton, once where there was a thriving low-income black community and white alike that shared the streets. Drugs was introduced by globalists that worked for the CIA, and it was George Bush. They funded the drugs in and throughout. We already know that all the major drug dealers work for those guys, such as Pablo Escobar and the King of Panama, Noriega, Manuel Noriega. Chicago was destroyed as well as Compton, and they're both destroyed the same, and that's because of illegal immigration. Whereas violent and illegal immigrants have moved into these neighborhoods that once were promising neighborhoods of individuals of all collective colors, they moved in and established gang culture and told people that if you're not part of this gang, then we're going to kill you if you step on this corner. This regulated these towns and small cities to become prison cities. And Democrats, which then still ran all local law enforcement and local offices, because they held the majority of the time of years since we had an inception of a country. How have they done it? Because they continue to produce lie after lie after lie and go with every known agenda that they can spew. First, it was hating black people, and hating black people was the culture, and that was the thing. So they ride with it, they go with it, and then they promote it. And then it would become something that is frowned upon even by everybody, by even fellow Democrats. And that was something that they got to hide. So how can they hide it? They hide it in laws. They hide it in laws that affect all poor people now, because the idea just isn't to just grab up blacks, it's to grab as many poor folks as you can, because they poor too. Let me move this up a little bit. Oh man. Hey, y'all see that? I'm professional, man. There you go. Let's see. Much better. All right. So now we fast forward, and the Democrats need a Hail Mary, because Al Gore ran for president, and although he ran for president, no one disclosed to you that Al Gore's father was also an elected official as well, and he was definitely against desegregation. He wanted segregation to exist, period. How could someone like Al Gore that grew up in a racist home, run for president and be considered a president, a speaker for black folks? Yet he was the vice president to Bill Clinton. And Al Gore's father is a known racist. A known racist. Come on, people. Why no one doing the research? I'm going to do it for you so you can get it from me and you can tell people why I said it. All right? You tell them that I said it. You tell them you got it from me. Say, yo, I got it from this guy. His name is Tony. And his name is Dr. Red Prescribe. And he's been giving us the truth. And you just tell him that I said it. You tell him you got it from me. All right? That's what you tell him you got it from. You tell him you got that information from me and I gave it to you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to allow people to lie to you either. Something's got to give, folks. Something's got to give. You see my screen kind of acting up right now. No, the show's no. Who cares? We'll get it situated. Let me get in here now. Al Gore was the vice president to Bill Clinton. Okay, people? His father's a known racist. He grew up in a racist household. How could he not be a damn racist? You really think about it. You tell me. How could he not be? How could he not be like his daddy? He ran with Bill Clinton, and then Bill Clinton further endorsed him for president of the United States. The whole time, destroying the black community was the agenda for these individuals. It was never about them trying to, in fact, heal it, trying to, in fact, heal any Americans whatsoever. It was definitely about them being able to steal everything they could from everybody that was poor while no one was looking and getting away with it. So then fast forward, they needed a Hail Mary because Bill Clinton agenda was pretty much a done deal. Hold on, people. I'm just a little bit too shiny. Bill Clinton's agenda was a done deal. They needed someone else to push it, someone new, a new Bill Clinton. And remember, they called Bill Clinton what, guys? They called him the new black president. The first black president. They call Bill Clinton black. They call Bill Clinton black, people. Why do you think they call Bill Clinton black? To further promote the idea that the Democratic Party isn't racist. That the Democratic Party is the progressive party, and that party is the actual party that stands for black people. So then they go and they find them a Barack Obama. Barack Obama was actually supposed to have been chosen as the vice president of the United States, and he was supposed to have been the vice president for Hillary Clinton. But consequently, the powers that be chose him because he had more star power. He was better sought to be elected. That's too much light. Let me see. Pardon me, people. I'm having technical difficulty here. So once they got Barack Obama in office, and Barack Obama got to plunder all of the Americans that he could, they then try to let Hillary have her turn. Why was Hillary unsuccessful? Because aside from the fact that she is a horrible liar, aside from that fact that Hillary Clinton is a terrible, terrible liar, aside from that, fact that Hillary Clinton is a terrible, terrible liar, aside from the fact that people do not like Hillary Clinton's demeanor, Hillary Clinton hasn't been smart enough to hide the dumb shit that her and her husband has been doing. They promote this for you agenda. Like when she told you she keep hot sauce in her bag. What black person you know really keep fucking hot sauce in their bag? Like, be for real. Like, just be for real. If we're gonna be for real, let's be for real. What black person you know keeps hot sauce in their bag? Nope, you don't know one. That's what I thought. Tell me when. Tell me when you know a black person. Nobody don't keep no damn hot sauce in their bag. She's pandering to black folks. And she did that because she knew that her husband was successful at it. And if her husband was successful at it, she'd be able to do the same thing. Black people don't invest in their vote. They don't go look at what's being said about the individual that's being talked about. All they do is vote in a wave, and that's what these people are banking on and praying on and hoping on, and that you continue to do that. Because if you continue to do that and you continue to go with the wave, then they can continue to promote things that they know that you're gonna like, and you're gonna say that, oh, that's fly, that's what somebody else said, or that's hot as fuck, or I'm gonna go cop that because they said that that's the movement. I'm gonna do this because so and so say they doing it. Then at the end of the day, they know they got you. And that's the only thing that they care about. They care about getting you. They care about getting you and getting you invested and getting your vote, because they know once you vote, you don't go research if the person say they're going to give black people more jobs. When you're done voting, you don't go see how many jobs they created specifically for black people. And then black people don't get together and question the person on the information. Before they vote for the person, most black individuals don't do the research about the person. Good and bad research. See, that's the thing. You have to look at the good and bad. You may not want to hear the bad, but you may not want to hear the good, but you have to hear the good and bad in order for you to make an informed decision on what it is you choose to believe. But hearing something from one person is not informative. I implore you to not only listen to the things that I say, but listen to the things that are being said to refute my argument. Bring those things to me if you can. Anyone that is a liberal and you find yourself wanting to debate me, or you feel as if I'm wrong and any information currently that I'm giving that I'm saying are facts is currently wrong, then come debate me on it, please. We can have a respectful conversation about the facts, and we can go from there. I am inclined to do so. I love to find myself in a good debate, and if it's something that I can learn, then I'm cool with learning it. I'm gonna play around with this right here. It's like they have too much light on me. Okay, there we go. That's looking a little bit better. Let me get this off of me. Let me see how that's looking. That's looking a little bit. I still got some in there to get rid of though. Let's see. Let me get rid of this for me. Let me get rid of that off that little corner right there. Let me get this off of me. Alright. Alright, that's better. I guess for now. No, that's not good. See enough. Yeah, that's not enough. I gotta put a little bit more on that. That looks a little bit better. Alright. Pardon me, guys. A little technical difficulty in the back right now, but it seems as if for now this will have to do. So now we get back to black folks. My black people out here, they know that when you go to vote that you're not doing the research. You gotta start doing the research. You gotta start looking at both sides. There's a man out here and his name is Danny Williams. He is the son of Bill Clinton. And he is black. All the news media know about him. All the Democrats know about him. And they won't acknowledge him. Maxi Pad water. She won't acknowledge Danny Williams. Chuck Schumer won't acknowledge Danny Williams. Shit, his daddy Bill Clinton won't acknowledge Danny Williams. Clinton. What the blood? Fire. It's the movement of this, like. I have a glitch here because it might be like a movement in it. Oh, I know why. I know exactly why that's happening. People, excuse me for Oh man, pardon me, y'all. I know a lot of black people got upset when I talked about Barack Obama, but people, let me explain something to you. 66 black kids just died in Chicago, and he had every opportunity to go there and speak to them and try to encourage people to change. While he was president for 8 years, he did not go to Chicago. He did not care at all, people. He allowed precious uranium to be sold from out of the U.S. He allowed the U.S. to be punked by every country because he went in trying to be peaceful when we needed to affirm to every individual that is out there that this country is strong. He's divided this country. He's divided this country by allowing the news media to fest on racial, racial motivated narrative, racial motivated shows that would ignite further hate and confusion. They took organizations that originally existed to help blacks, such as Black Lives Matter, and then funded it by Marxist socialists and changed it into another paramilitary group. No different than the KKK. No different than Antifa. And it's sad because not everyone in Black Lives Matter is that bad. But when the whole of an organization is used as a tool by individuals that are the exact racists, that are the exact fascists, then the whole thing becomes tainted. Black people wake up, poor people wake up. Every time an elected official gets elected, city councilman or anything in your neighborhoods, you guys are not electing them. It is white folks that are electing them. White folks that do not have your best interest at heart. They do not care about you. They are liberals who care about themselves, fattening their pockets and taking away the things that you love the most. The sad thing is, guys, they want to give people from other countries homes, jobs, and food and health care before they give it to you. Before they talk about giving reparations to any one of your black asses, they talking about giving them free every motherfucking thing. This is some sad shit, people. It's some sad shit because blacks can vote to change shit that's happening inside their communities and they don't do it at all. Go show up to your local councilman meetings. Start firing their asses because it starts there. Trust me, it starts at the bottom. If you want to change your communities and change the environment and make a real change, stop voting Democrat. These same motherfuckers are out to get you. They've been out to get you. They had you going to school and they had you learning absolutely fucking nothing. And you and I both know it. Same shit over and over and over again. Every grade just re-fucking regurgitated. Every book you ever picked up has never taught you anything about any black contributions to the society. It told you that we were victims. But that is far from the fucking truth. Stop it. Stop giving them the right to go take everything you have. Because they're trying to put the whole world in fucking ovens. This is me telling you that I will put it all on the line and put it out there because nobody else is doing it. So I gotta do it. It's on my shoulders. Stop taking your vote and giving it away. You're giving it away your kids' freedom, the future that they can have, their lives. Look at your kids. Look them in the face, Dems. All you black Democrats, all you black liberals that's mad at me, look your kid in the face. Look him in the eye. And think about someone throwing them in a fucking oven. Think about someone forcing them to move or walk a direction. And if they don't, then they can kill them. Think about them living in a world like if they say anything against anyone that's in power, they will be destroyed or killed or tortured. Think about that. Think about every time they tell you to say fuck America and give America up, that they're telling you to give up a fucking nation that your ancestors bled and fucking died for, and they rather give the shit up before they let you fucking have anything in it. I hope, if you black, from this, you receive your common sense. Take the red pill. All right, monologue finished. Thank you. Woo! That felt good. Let's get into this chat. People, let's get into this chat. I have been missing a whole lot. All right, guys. So, y'all know how it is. Y'all know how I give it up. I'm ready for that roll call. I'm scrolling down. I'm trying to catch up to the feed. Let me see. Trying to catch up to y'all in the chat room is kind of hard. It's kind of difficult. Let me try to use another device because it's like giving me hell on a laptop. Let me just check another device. Or maybe you know what I could do? Let me see. I'll put some links up there for you guys to look at. I want you guys to make sure you get a look at those links. People, I'm in the building. In the motherfucking building. It's good, people out there. It was good world. Got a good viewership going. Got a great show going. We are packed in the building right now. What you guys think of that? What you guys think of that? Let me get a 1 in the chat for everybody that loved that the intro to the monologue to the show. That way we could start all the questioning from that point on after I see all the ones finish. Let me get some ones in the building if y'all was feeling that open show monologue. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I wanted to make sure that I brought some common sense to the show today because I find myself seeing people with a lack thereof it. And I'm hearing individuals complain about Donald Trump and how he seeing people with a lack thereof it. See how people complain about, they say the things Donald Trump say or the things that he's not with. And then I have to break down to black people that, you know, the removement of people having their kids here is because they're breaking a crime. Black folks, if you have, and then I have to break down to black people, you have your own kids you got to worry about. Because if you break the law, they're going to take your kids away too. You and I both know it. So stop meddling in shit you don't even know what you're talking about. Let them white folks take care of their business because they're not supposed to be here. And as long as they here, you're going to keep losing out on stuff. You're going to keep missing out on stuff. They're going to keep taking away school programs. Look what happened in art class. Look what happened in shop class. Look what happened in automotive and tech. All of these things that was helping young black dudes get their driver's license so they could get into the MTA or whatever local bus service or transit service that is in their, their local cities or whatever. Look at all these things that the Democrats just took away, destroyed the city. They're trying to take Detroit and sell it to another country. I need y'all to wake up. I need y'all to wake up. I'm not gonna be here forever. You know they're gonna find a way to shut me up. They shut everybody up. There's a plan. Yes, they're trying to. They was trying to. The Democrats had put in a proposal to sell or lease out Detroit. Then I think it's imperative that this happens, and I have a great idea for prison reform that I think should be regurgitated by everyone that's watching this, and hopefully anyone of any importance watching this could be able to get this into some important people's hands too. But if someone like myself who's been home for who's I was arrested over 14 years ago, so I have no arrest but that arrest. So I've in fact changed my life. So there are a great number of individuals that have changed their lives that do deserve the opportunity to vote in state and local elections. I can't because my case was federal, so I'm not hindered by the same state laws that other individuals are. But these other laws are definitely disenfranchising poor Americans all over this nation that have once been incarcerated. So that should be reestablished, and they should also have their right to bear arms again. They should also have their full right to citizenship. As long as their crime, their felony wasn't a violent act, then they should be able to have their citizen rights. They should be able to have their citizenship. This is something that people would definitely stay out of trouble for, so they can actually become a citizen again, go hunt and enjoy the rights of having being a gun owner and being able to actually protect their family. This is why the Democrats haven't introduced such an idea, because they realize that this would just take away what they're trying to do in the first place, which is disarm all the people. I think that after 10 years, your rights should be restored. I think that after 10 years, I think some time should go, and to show that you are in fact a changed person. And 10 years is a good amount of years for someone to stay out of trouble. They can make it 7 years. 7 years would be even better. But I would suggest 10 years. Stay 10 years. If you can have 10 years of no new conduct or arrest, then you should be able to have your rights reinstated. How liberals impact white America is through the use of their pharmaceutical poisoners, which are readily available inside of the parents' cabinets. Good afternoon to everybody in New York, and good morning to everybody all across the world. Right now, NFL players are more worried about what President Trump is saying than what's actually happening in black communities. Every time you see an NFL player doing something for a kid or a charitable event, it's for some liberal, rich white kids. It is never for black community or the black community. So for them taking a knee and saying it's for black injustice is fucking preposterous because they doing it because it's a trend and it's popular. Like I said, black people do what's popular, and that's some shit we need to stop doing. We need to start doing what's right. That's what we need to start doing. Because what's popular is not right. It's not smart. Shit is dumb as fuck. All right? Shit is dumb as fuck. We got to really change. Because if we don't change, we're going to be wilding the fuck out. The only fucking ovens. And the babies is not going to have nothing left for them. They're talking about giving illegal immigrants everything, but giving you anything at all. This is ridiculous. Give me one moment, people. Pardon me, people. Excuse the brief interruption. I had to handle something real quick. Pardon me. We are back. We are back and we are live in the building. Put that right there. So, okay, but a little bit better. All right, yeah, we're back, people. I'm back in the building. Video of Schumer raping a 14-year-old boy in Wiener's laptop. These people are sick. Bug 53. Bug 5353. When you say stuff like that, throw the link in the description. If somebody can do me a favor, just in the future, whenever you if you can throw a link in the description on what it is you're talking about, that way it gives us a chance to also look into it too. It's kind of easy to do it both at the same time. If you can, if you can't, I understand, but if you can, then do so. It would be really dope. think only moderators can post links. Yeah, they fired Peter Strzok yesterday, and his lawyer had the audacity to say that he thought that it was political. The reasons were political, but we knew it wasn't. We know that he's completely fucking biased, but we also know that now he'll be the fall guy. They will allow Peter Strzok to be the fall guy for the FBI for them not engaging Clinton and everything else. And they just showed you who the patsy was, guys. They showed you who the patsy was. And he smugly got up there, and he believed so smugly that there would be no consequences for his actions. And he'll soon learn the hard way. He will soon learn the hard way. That he will. It's popping, man. Still working around playing with it. I think Mueller's investigation has been fucked up since the beginning of the dossier being disclosed that it was fraudulent. And the fact that it was disclosed being a fraudulent document, that in itself negates anything else coming from illegally due to that of a fruit of a poisonous tree. Fruit of a poisonous tree is a law that states that any evidence or anything derived from something that was illegal cannot be legally used in a court of law. So now it doesn't matter if really if everything um, that they say was true. If they found it out through the procuring of something that through an affidavit, and the affidavit has evidence that they know wasn't true, then it's that's a wrap. It's supposed to have been tossed out a long time ago. He was crooked since 9/11. That's the reason why 19 hijackers was named, but a few of them still live in the United States right now. They weren't on the planes at all. I live in New York. I lost somebody who was in the World Trade Center, so I knew it was bad for Trump when they got Mueller to investigate Trump. Please forget about it. How y'all liking the set though, y'all? How y'all liking the setup? Y'all liking this? You want me to keep this for a while? Let me get a one up if y'all want me to keep this for a while. I was thinking about turning it into like a news set, but what do y'all think about this? Tell me what you think. That's love. Yeah, we trying to go somewhere else with it. We trying to do something different out here. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. We are so strong in the building right now. For those that missed the intro to the show, you guys are probably still watching it and catching up. This is just such a powerful episode, man. It was so much meat into this episode, man. It's hard for these people to run away from what I'm trying to do right now, man. This is the platform that bridges the gap between all races. We teach love here. We teach tolerance here. This is just not a bunch of mad Republicans talking about liberal tards. Even though we understand that there are a great deal of liberal tards out there, there are some people with some real, genuine issues. And for those people, welcome to the Republic of the United States of America. You know, and you guys lost your turn, and we lost the turn before when you guys won, and it's our turn now. Fair is fair. This is just what it is. But for the liberal tards that don't get it, this is we don't really care about that. They won't get it. Hello, Dawn Wells. Ron's view. Yeah, let me tweet something real quick. Let me get into social media real quick. Let me do some tweeting. I have on my automatic stream deck. I have it automatically pressed to tweet when the show is going live, and also tweet that CNN and ABC and MSNBC and CBS are fake news. And I make sure that I try to tweet that at least uh, once a day, but I'm gonna try to bump it up twice. Thank you. I have different frames. But when I usually do the show, I take them off. But since the lighting is um, so bright in here, it's bothering my eyes. So I had to put on these since they have transitions on it. Thank you very much. And now I just tweeted that CNN is fake news. I'm gonna tweet that one more time, just because somebody said CNN is really fake news. I just tweeted it one more time. Let me get the show link up so I can tell people that I'm live on Facebook. Boom. Let me get that. Let's get some people up in this space. Pull up Facebook. Today I'm gonna watch this movie again called Clinton Cash. I suggest you guys watch it too. It's a beautifully produced movie, a directed movie. It's a great movie. There you go. Got that up on Facebook right now. Alright, let me see. I like the idea, Granny. What was that Granny's idea? We need to start a watch and read list of books and videos. We should do that. I'm gonna watch Clinton Cash. I mean, I'll be posting the links. So the links I post in the description, I would love for you guys to be able to go and view the links. That would be really, really dope. I do post links in there. Hmm. Yeah, because they're trying to destroy anything you say, just like Woodrow Wilson did when he put in that act that didn't allow citizens to talk about the war. Yes, people, you have to see Death of a Nation. Please make sure you go out to see the movie Death of a Nation. It is very important. This chat is amazing. Everybody's doing amazing in the building. I'm gonna open up the phone lines. I'm gonna allow um, people to call up on a topic or with something they want to just talk about in general. This is the number. Feel free to call up. We will not be doing the show as long as we did the others. Got a thumbs down. The love is real out here. It's always somebody that has to come and give me the one thumbs down. Shout out to that guy. People call up. Don't be afraid to call up. Call up. Call up. Call up. If you want to talk about the show, if you are someone who has been a supporter of the show and you just want to call up and say you support the show, call up. Let me get some calls. Let's get them some positive calls in the building. Let me get some positive vibes in the building. Let's get some calls. People, don't be afraid to call up. Yeah, free speech is a crime in France. Told you the French is weird. Probably is, Donna. People love the pictures. People love the pictures. People, folks, I need y'all to remember these folks right here, man. It's important that you remember them. Okay? It's important. I need you to remember that these men here fought for your freedom. Okay? Abraham Lincoln invented the $5 bill. That's how he gained his notoriety. And from then, and also for his actions against slavery. Okay? He used to write posts all on the wall of the Greek Colosseum in which he lived, how he would abolish it, and he was elected president and he died for it. People, he died for it. The first president to be assassinated was assassinated for black people, and he was Republican. He was Republican, people. There were other presidents, of course, who were assassinated, but who cares when they were really racist? We're talking about someone who wasn't. The one that mattered killed him because he wanted to free black people. They gave him a penny and faced his head the opposite way. And the only reason why currently he's on the $5 bill is because he invented the $5 bill. That's why. These people remember. I'm going to be wrapping up soon. I'm going to give the, the opportunity for you guys to call back up if you want to congratulate the show, give any positive words, or say anything at all. Now is the time to do so. Taking calls, we got like a few more minutes before we get out of here. You can call up to the show live. You can call up from a blocked number. It doesn't matter. You can just block your number and call up. But call up. Shout out to where you are. It's 2:51 a.m. there. It's 1:51 p.m. here. It's okay, people. It's okay. Because soon we will be doing a evening show. So people will be able to catch it while they're home. We will have a morning show. We will have a day show. No, it's okay, people. Some people are shy. It's okay. But we about to get out of here. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. I want to say thank you to all the people that liked and disliked the video. It was good to have you and have your thank you from Japan. It was good to have you and have your your input. And hopefully, for those that dislike the video, you actually have a genuine argument you want to bring to the table. You can bring to the table and we can argue about it and discuss it. But more than likely, I don't think that we'll have that opportunity because you're just someone that's trolling and hating, and you're doing it because you're upset that I'm actually telling people the truth. I get it. All right, guys. With that being said, stay safe, stay healthy, stay American. I am Dr. Red Prescribe. You can call me Dr. Red P. The information is located below. You can find me on Instagram at Montaga, on Twitter at Montaga. You can also find me on Twitch at the New Right Party show. You can view old shows there. I will be uploading some more of the content up on Twitch. I will be having a retro gaming Twitch there where you can catch me periodically go live during the day on Twitch to play retro games for all my old school gamers that just enjoy it. And I have a bunch of other things that we're getting into. Still building the website, still working towards it, and I'm thinking about writing a book. So we'll see how this grows. We're growing in subs. Hopefully, we'll grow more activity. And with that being said, again, stay safe, stay healthy, stay American. Peace. Oh, one more thing. Fuck seeing that. Peace.